Beneath a thick layer of mist, the ancient land of Ngorongoro begins to stir. The silence is so deep that every heartbeat and every breath echoes through the cold air. From the darkness, life slowly takes form, cautious and precise. Here, the line between predator and prey is separated by a single breath. Every small movement can awaken the most primitive instincts. Only the strongest and most adaptable creatures can survive in this harsh wilderness, deep within the Ngorongoro Crater, known as the primordial arena of life. Lives a bird draped in brilliant pink, like the glow of sunset over the salt plains. It is the lesser flamingo. A small but resilient species that thrives on the high plateaus of Tanzania. For them, Ngorongoro is a perfect natural feeding ground. At the center of the crater lies Lake Magadi, a shallow, highly alkaline and saline lake. At first glance, it seems barren. Yet it supports an explosion of life in the form of blue-green algae known as spirulina, the primary food source for the lesser flamingo. Spirulina is rich in carotenoids, the natural pigments that turn the flamingo's feathers into a vivid pink under the equatorial sun. Its beak is more than a mouth. It is a living filtration system. When the bird lowers its head into the alkaline water, the beak operates like a precision instrument, filtering microscopic organisms from the salty mixture. This tool has been perfected by evolution over thousands of generations, allowing the species to find life where few others can. Although the lesser flamingo is found across Africa, about 80% of the world's population, estimated between 2 and 2 million individuals by 2025, now gathers in East Africa. Lake Magadi serves as an essential stop in their annual cycle, a refueling point when larger lakes dry out, change in salinity, or lose their food sources due to shifting climate conditions. As the pink hues fade from the lake's surface, the entire Ngorongoro basin falls silent again. Across this vast caldera, covering more than 100 square miles. Another ancient survivor continues to walk, the black rhinoceros. Silent and solitary, it moves slowly, carrying the last breath of Africa's primordial wilderness. Ngorongoro provides everything the black rhino needs to endure: a steady supply of water from the Mun stream and the Ngorongoro swamp, both flowing year-round. Only about 30 individuals remain here, yet this enclosed environment holds the highest rhino density in all of Africa. More importantly, this population is genetically native, the direct descendants of rhinos that have lived in this region for thousands of years, not reintroduced stock from elsewhere. In a world facing a decline in biodiversity, such an original bloodline is invaluable for research and long-term conservation. The black rhinoceros is a browser. Feeding not on short grass but on shrubs, tender leaves, and soft branches. An adult consumes between 40 and 60 pounds of vegetation per day. In the wild, it can live 30 to 40 years. Sometimes longer in the stable conditions of Ngorongoro. The story of Fausta, a female who lived to 57 years, the oldest known black rhino in the world, stands as proof of this environment's exceptional balance. Yet Ngorongoro is not only a refuge for flamingos and rhinos, it is also a closed battlefield for predators. The African serval, a medium-sized wild cat, has a body built for hunting. Its long legs, especially the hind pair, raise it to about 2 feet tall, though it weighs only 20 to 40 pounds. Large upright ears, like radar dishes, detect the faintest rustle in the grass or the softest movement underground. These traits make the serval one of the most efficient hunters among all feline species. Across Ngorongoro's windswept grasslands, the serval has refined its hunting skill to near perfection. When it locates prey, often rodents, ground birds, or small reptiles, it freezes, its entire body coiled like a spring. At the exact moment it leaps, sometimes over 6 feet high, to snatch a bird midair or strike small prey with surgical precision. Its success rate reaches 50%, far higher than lions or leopards. As dusk falls and the crater rim glows in bronze light, a deep roar echoes through the cliffs. It is the voice of dominance, the lion, the undisputed ruler of Ngorongoro. Recent surveys show that this area is home to about 65 to 75 lions, divided into 8 prides. With an average density of 20 to 25 individuals per 39 square miles. Many males display dark manes, some almost completely black. The color of the mane is influenced by genetics, hormones, and climate. Males with darker manes have higher testosterone levels, greater reproductive success, and longer lifespans. In Ngorongoro, over 60% of adult males have black manes, a ratio rarely seen elsewhere. The origin of these dark-maned lions is tied to a near-extinction event. A disease outbreak once swept through the population, leaving only a few survivors. From that limited bloodline, the current population was rebuilt. It is a symbol of resilience, but also the price of inbreeding. Ngorongoro is an isolated kingdom, where every lion resembles the next. Limited space and abundant prey bring the prides closer together, leading to frequent territorial conflicts. When two males approach from opposite sides, there is no room to retreat. They collide with massive force, claws tearing the soil and white fangs flashing through the dust. These battles are not only for territory, but for the right to pass on their lineage. The victor keeps the land and the breeding rights. The defeated male is forced out of the pride structure. In daily life, lions demonstrate remarkable coordination. Males spend most of their time patrolling and defending, while females lead the hunts. Across Africa, lions succeed in only 18 to 30% of hunts. But inside Ngorongoro, the success rate rises to 35 or even 40%, thanks to dense prey populations and cooperative strategies refined over generations. The intensity inside the Ngorongoro Crater is only one fragment of the vast natural drama of East Africa. To the north lies the Serengeti, a grassland that stretches beyond the horizon. This is not a simple natural phenomenon, but one of the greatest biological events on Earth. The Great Migration. Each year, about 1.5 to 2 million wildebeest move together with more than 200,000 zebras. Half a million Thompsons and Grant's gazelles, and tens of thousands of other grazers. They begin a journey of more than 500 miles across the Serengeti-Mara ecosystem. If the Great Migration is the symphony of African nature, then the Serengeti is its orchestra, the stage where every rhythm of life begins, repeats, and renews in an endless cycle. The name Serengeti in the Maasai language means the endless plains. It describes not only vastness, but also the continuous flow of life. When the rainy season ends and the clouds clear over the southern highlands, the Ndudu region near the Ngorongoro Conservation Area becomes the starting point of the migration. The soil here was formed from layers of ancient volcanic ash accumulated over thousands of years, rich in minerals such as potassium, calcium, and silica. Because of this, the grasses in Ndudu contain about 25% more nutrients than those in the northern plains. From January to March, large herds of wildebeest zebras and Thompson's gazelles gather here. Grant's zebras often lead the way, guided by the inherited memory of countless generations. Their movements follow an internal biological map, a genetic compass shaped through every season of migration. Within the Serengeti-Mara ecosystem, about 200,000 Grant zebras take part in the migration. Unlike the slender wildebeest, Grant zebras have compact, muscular bodies weighing between 485 and 660 pounds. They are the smallest subspecies of zebra in Africa, yet possess exceptional endurance. Their black and white stripes provide camouflage within alternating bands of light and shade. The pattern also helps regulate body temperature, allowing them to tolerate the intense heat of the plains. Zebras are the pioneers of the Great Migration. They graze on the tall, dry grasses that cover the surface, exposing the fresh green shoots beneath, the preferred food of the wildebeest. This interaction forms a perfect symbiotic chain between the two species. One opens the path, the other follows, and both survive. After the zebra herds pass, the wildebeest begin to move. Each year, more than 500,000 calves are born within a few weeks, from February to March. It is one of the largest synchronized birthing events on Earth, with an average of about 8,000 newborns each day. This mass birthing is a survival strategy. Predators cannot eliminate the young when all are born at the same time. The herds simply overwhelm their enemies with numbers. When the rainy season ends and the ground cracks under the equatorial sun, the wildebeest head north. The true journey begins. They dominate in numbers, between 1, 5, and 1. Seven million individuals every year. They are the ecological engines of the entire grassland. An adult weighs between 400 and 550 pounds and has a simple digestive system that extracts energy quickly from young grass. Because of this efficiency, they are called followers of the rain. They can detect rainfall more than 20 miles away. There is no leader. There is no signal. The herd moves as a single organism. Guided by collective instinct, swarm intelligence through constant awareness of each other's movement. They are not merely migrants. Wildebeest are the engineers of the ecosystem. By grazing on short grasses, they stimulate vegetation to regrow. Their dung is rich in nitrogen. Returning nutrients to the soil and allowing the plains to recover after each migration cycle. By mid-year, the herds face their greatest obstacles. Rivers become lethal natural barriers. At the Grumeti River, when the calves grow weary, the cool water becomes a deadly temptation. Beneath the surface, hundreds of Nile crocodiles wait. Some wildebeest are pulled under. Others stand frozen as their companions disappear beneath the current. By July, the herds move farther north, toward higher. Drier lands and a wider sky. Northern Serengeti reveals a different beauty. Granite outcrops rise from a sea of golden grass. These formations, called kopjes, are ideal lookout points for lions. But August brings the moment of life and death. Ahead lies the Mara River, deep, fast-flowing, and filled with giant crocodiles. Here unfolds one of the most intense wildlife scenes on the planet. Thousands of wildebeest bellow and surge forward, plunging into the swirling water. Crocodiles strike from below, their jaws delivering a blow as strong as a hammer. Yet chaos becomes their defense. The more animals cross together, the higher each individual chance of survival. Tens of thousands drown or are taken, but the river receives a massive infusion of nutrients from their bodies. Millions of pounds of carcasses sink to the bottom, feeding fish, insects, and algae, turning tragedy into the beginning of a new ecological cycle. Adult Nile crocodiles here measure between 11 and 16 feet in length. The largest individuals can reach 20 feet and weigh more than 500 pounds. Their thick skin is reinforced with small bony plates called osteoderms. Forming a biological armor in water. Eyes, nostrils, and ears are positioned on the top of the head. Allowing them to remain submerged while observing prey. Their bite can crush the bones of a wildebeest or zebra. They do not chew, they grip. Twist and tear flesh apart using a technique known as the death roll, breaking the prey into pieces small enough to swallow. The Mara crossing is the golden season for crocodiles. When tens of thousands of animals leap into the river in a single day, the predators need only wait. Those that survive the crossing reach the Masai Mara, a land of endless green pastures. From August to October, the herds rest, feed, and regain strength before turning south again. This is also their breeding season. They choose the Masai Mara for its stable ecosystem, mild climate, evenly distributed rainfall, and nutrient-rich grasslands. The Masai Mara sits at an average elevation of about 900 feet, home to one of the highest concentrations of wildlife in Africa. During the peak of the dry season, the biomass of grazing animals reaches nearly 40 tons per square kilometer, an astonishing figure. But it is also a paradise for predators. Studies estimate around 850 lions in the reserve, leopards at a density of 6 to 10 individuals per 40 square miles, and spotted hyenas living in clans of up to 60 members. The Masai Mara becomes a battlefield between hunting instinct and the will to survive. While chaos dominates the plains, another predator hunts in silence, the leopard. It is patient, precise, and solitary. Weighing between 65 and 130 pounds, it can lift prey heavier than itself. Sometimes over 220 pounds up into the branches. It does not follow the storm of migration. It watches from the edge, selecting the weak or the strayed. A female leopard stalks her target. Her body presses low against the ground, every muscle tense. When only a few yards remain, she bursts forward and bites directly into the throat. A precise and swift kill. To understand this hunt fully, one must also understand the prey, the Thompson's gazelle. They migrate alongside wildebeests but in smaller numbers, about 500,000 individuals and over shorter distances, usually stopping within the Serengeti instead of reaching the Mara. Despite their small size, they possess an exceptional survival tool, speed. An adult can run between 50 and 56 miles per hour, faster than most herbivores. They can maintain high speed longer than cheetahs, the fastest land animals, thanks to their endurance. When chased, they leap high with all four legs, a behavior called starting. This both warns the herd and confuses predators by disrupting their targeting. Within the Masai Mara food web, Thompson's gazelles serve as a crucial intermediary link, controlling grass growth and providing energy for larger predators. The Great Migration is a vast symphony of life and death. Each year, more than 250,000 wildebeests never return. Yet their loss sustains the entire ecosystem. Grass regenerates, herbivores are kept in balance, and predators survive, all functioning in an endless natural cycle. In this constant motion, there is no script and no director. Only the laws of nature, harsh yet flawless, where every living being plays an irreplaceable role. As the herds move north, away from the Serengeti plains, a massive white shape rises on the eastern horizon against the blue sky. It is Kilimanjaro. The highest mountain in Africa, a symbol of life rising from arid land. Kilimanjaro is not a single peak, but a system of 3 volcanic summits. Kibo, the highest at 19,341 feet, still holds dormant volcanic energy. Monzi, sharp and steep, often covered in mist. And Shira, oldest, extinct for hundreds of thousands of years. Along its enormous slopes, the climate changes with altitude, creating 5 distinct ecological zones, from hot savanna at the base to permanent ice and snow at the summit. Kilimanjaro is often described as Africa in one mountain. At the base, below 300 feet, lies dry woodland savanna, where herds of African elephants wander in search of water. An adult elephant weighs around 13,000 pounds and can drink up to 40 gallons of water a day. Kilimanjaro acts as a massive natural reservoir. Feeding hundreds of streams that sustain the Tsavo Plains and the Moshi region of Tanzania. But higher up, the world transforms completely. Amid the clouds lies the Kilimanjaro rainforest. Where humidity is almost absolute. Ancient ferns grow among mosses and lichens, forming one of East Africa's richest ecosystems. Here, black and white colobus monkeys are the forest's signature species. They live in small groups, moving gracefully through canopies reaching nearly 100 feet. Their long white tails help them balance as they leap across wide gaps. They rarely touch the ground, spending their entire lives among the trees. The colobus monkey is a specialized leaf-eating primate. Its digestive system contains bacteria that ferment cellulose, allowing it to process young leaves, a food source few other primates can use efficiently. Each individual consumes up to 4 pounds of leaves per day, helping maintain the biological balance of the rainforest. At higher elevations, where clouds cover the mountain year-round, in the arid Kalahari Desert of Botswana, where survival seems impossible, there exists an opposite world, an inland delta unlike any other on Earth. It is the Okavango, a labyrinth of water and life, a paradox of nature within a desert. Its source begins more than 750 miles away in the mountains of Angola. When rain falls there, the water does not reach the ocean. Instead, it flows south, seeps through the plains. And spreads into a vast network of rivers, marshes, and floating islands. The water takes more than 6 months to travel from Angola to Botswana, creating a unique hydrological cycle where floods arrive during the dry season. While much of Africa thirsts, the Okavango bursts into life. The floodwaters spread across more than 800 square miles of wetlands, supporting one of the richest ecosystems on the planet. Every year, hundreds of species migrate here to escape the drought. Elephants, buffaloes, red lechwe, lions, crocodiles, and countless migratory birds. In the central floodplains, where the water runs deep and vegetation grows dense, lives the red lechwe, the signature antelope of the Okavango Delta. Its thick coat is covered with natural oils that repel water, and its hind legs are longer than its front legs. Allowing it to leap easily through the wetlands. Each step sends ripples of sunlight across the water, making the delta appear as if it were alive. At dawn, herds of red lechwe gather near a river channel. The dangers of the Okavango do not come only from the water. Across the dry patches between swamps, African buffalo gather in herds that can number in the hundreds. They are the mobile energy of the delta, providing food for lions, hyenas, and crocodiles. A mature bull weighs between 760 and 980 pounds. Yet even such strength offers no guarantee of safety. In the Okavango, lions live differently than in the Serengeti. They have adapted to a flooded environment, hunting among reeds and mud. These swamp lions have developed distinct physical traits. Their paws are wider, their claws grip better, and they have learned to swim. When the water rises, they cross channels to hunt buffalo or antelope stranded on higher islands. Okavango swamp lions can swim more than 2 miles in a single pursuit, an extraordinary feat for large cats. At the northeastern edge of the delta, when night falls, another creature appears, small but legendary for its courage, the honey badger. It weighs only 20 to 26 pounds. Yet it is one of the most fearless animals on Earth. Its skin is over a 1/4 inch thick, tough, flexible, and resistant even to snake venom. Far to the north of Africa lies a vast world of wind and sand, where the boundary between land and sky is blurred by sunlight. This is the Sahara, the largest desert on Earth, covering nearly 1/3 of the African continent. On a map, the Sahara appears as an empty expanse of over 5 million square miles. But from a biological perspective, it is one of the most intricate environments on the planet, a place where survival depends not on strength, but on perfect adaptation. Daytime temperatures can exceed 122 degrees F, and at night they can drop below 40 degrees F. This extreme contrast forces every species to develop unique survival mechanisms unlike anywhere else on Earth. When hot winds sweep across the dunes, they carry traces of an ancient world. The Sahara was not always a desert. Thousands of years ago, it was a green savanna filled with lakes, rivers, elephants, and hippos. On the rock walls of Tassili en Adjer in Algeria, cave paintings more than 8,000 years old still depict that time, when humans and animals shared a landscape of grass and water. As the climate shifted, the rains disappeared, the soil cracked. And the savanna turned into a sea of sand. Today, the Sahara is divided into many ecological zones, each with distinct conditions, from the rocky plateaus of Hagar to the dunes of Erg Chebi and the dry valleys known as wadis. Amid the dryness, there are natural freshwater oases called delta, isolated sanctuaries where life endures. One of the most remarkable is Delta Darke, hidden deep within the Enedi Plateau of Chad. Towering cliffs, hundreds of feet high, encircle a small pool fed by ancient underground springs. In the driest heart of the planet, this water becomes the final refuge for life. Herds of dromedary camels frequently stop here. They represent the pinnacle of adaptation to arid environments. An adult can travel more than 90 miles without drinking water. When it finds a source, it can drink up to 26 gallons within minutes. The hump does not store water, it stores fat, a massive reserve that the body can convert into both energy and moisture. Their oval-shaped red blood cells allow smooth blood flow even under extreme dehydration. Enabling survival where other species would perish. At the desert's edge, when night falls, small forms of life begin to move. Across the cooling sand, the fennec fox, Africa's smallest carnivore, emerges. Its ears, up to 6 inches long, not only dissipate heat, but also amplify sound, allowing it to detect insects or rodents moving beneath the surface. Its pale coat reflects sunlight during the day and stabilizes body temperature. At night, it leaves its burrow and walks softly, leaving tiny footprints across the sand. Beneath the surface, the Saharan sand viper, Cerastes vipera, moves in a sidewinding motion, forming diagonal S-shaped tracks. With each movement, only 2 points of its body touch the ground, reducing contact and preventing burns from the hot sand. It can sense the faintest vibrations to locate prey hiding below. When it strikes, the attack occurs in less than 0. "15 seconds faster than human reaction time. Its venom is not strong enough to kill large animals but is lethal to small prey, causing instant paralysis. Life in the Sahara is not merely a struggle against heat. It is a symphony of endurance and efficiency. Most animals are nocturnal, sheltering during the day and collecting moisture from dew or food. In the sky, brown kites and small falcons ride thermal currents, scanning for insects, rodents, and lizards, the scarce energy sources of the desert. Beneath the sand, beetles and desert ants play a vital role, breaking down carcasses and recycling nutrients back into the soil. The Sahara is not a dead land. It is an ecosystem of limits, where every creature survives by mastering the art of using less water, less energy, fewer mistakes. And as the wind rises, carrying sand across hundreds of miles, the Sahara continues to move, a vast ocean of dunes, ever-changing in form, yet constant in its eternal law of adaptation. Along the Nile, farmers in Egypt and Sudan are beginning to adopt agroforestry systems. Combining trees with crops to restore soil fertility, retain moisture, and reduce reliance on chemical fertilizers. These small but lasting changes are helping native species return, from river fish to water birds and riparian plants. In the Red Sea, scientists are decoding the genetic structure of supercorals, hoping to use their resilience to restore bleached reefs across the planet. These tiny organisms, the silent engineers of the oceans, may hold the key to the future of global marine life. In the fight to protect nature, every human action matters. Choose responsible travel, reduce plastic waste, support transparent conservation projects, and above all, preserve the respect for the wild world that must never fade. From the icy peak of Kilimanjaro, across the Serengeti plains, through the Okavango Delta, the Sahara Desert, and the Red Sea, Africa continues to tell the greatest story on Earth, the story of life, of limits, and of nature's endless capacity to renew itself. As night falls, the heartbeat of the land, the water, and the wind merge into one eternal rhythm. A quiet yet powerful reminder: humanity does not stand above nature, it belongs to it.